Greetings and peace. I hope you and yours are having a wonderful month of March 2024. Now, the title of today's video is that why the Zionist victim card of World War II has expired. Why I say that is, growing up in the American school system or the Western school system, we were always taught about the atrocity that took place against the 6 million Jews in Europe, right? And the story of Anne Frank and why things happened the way that they did, and why those that perpetrated that injustice against people, innocent men, women, and children, were finally brought to justice. But now we're seeing the reality of all of that break down in front of us, where one is thinking there are so many genocides of epic proportions that took place against black and brown populations of the world. Why we were never taught about any of those? For example, the 100 million that the British starved in India, the Native Americans, what King Leopold did in the Congo. This is just one of many, many, many examples of things that were not talked about. And then you look at it, okay, who owns the school textbooks? All right, now we get into Robert Maxwell, who owned many of the school textbook companies. All right, who's his daughter? Ghislaine Maxwell, the one who was with Jeffrey Epstein, sex trafficking and providing young children to politicians and all of these people. So once you connect the dots and you think, okay, a lot of these Zionists, they have everyone by the balls, right? A picture of Bill Clinton wearing the blue dress. So they have all of these people blackmailed. And believe it or not, Ghislaine Maxwell is being released. So if that doesn't reek of privilege, I don't know what does. So connect the dots. Maxwell, Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. It's, you look at Hollywood, the music industry, the politicians, where they're quick to pass laws and funding for the Zionist regime, but they don't give a damn about your average American who's struggling paycheck to paycheck. And God forbid you criticize them, you're labeled anti-Semitic. Those people there are not even Semites in the first place. They're European settlers who are there colonizing the land, and they do not belong there. And the current ones we have in charge, they have their tentacles everywhere, across all organizations, politics in America, and everything in between. So we have to wake up to that fact. I encourage the American taxpayer to make sure that your congressman, senator, they are not a dual Israeli citizen. Get those people out of office because they're all foreign agents and conspirators. Have AIPAC register as a foreign entity and agency. Because yeah, that's fine. We were taught about the 6 million Jews, but we were promised to never allow something like this to happen again. Now I saw a picture of this girl, her dead body hanging off of a wall, and I can never forget that, and I can never forgive that either. So I encourage your average American, please wake up and do not let this atrocity happen again. And it doesn't matter if you lose friends because they were never your friends in the first place. Don't let these people exploit World War II like they're doing till this day to justify their murder of innocent men, women, and children. People who actually welcomed them while the U.S. actually refused Jewish immigrants who were trying to escape the Holocaust. You could look this up. So in my opinion, anywhere where indigenous populations welcomed white refugees, they were always slaughtered and everything was stolen from them. So I don't know if it's in the nature or history of the white people to do that, but with the pattern that I'm seeing, it is. So that's where I take a stand on that. And I encourage people, please make sure that the people that are representing you, congressmen, senators, their loyalty is not with Israel. Like that one guy who showed up in Congress wearing an Israeli uniform. He's a foreign agent. Imagine if you did that in some government, right, where you show up in the uniform of a foreign country. You're a traitor. So I encourage people to make sure that the Zionist World War II victim card of them justifying the slaughter of men, women, and children, tell them that that's not going to fly anymore. Because you look at the Secretary of State, Zionist. You look at the guy who runs Ukraine, Zionist. Secretary of Treasury, Director of the CIA. So many heads of states, they're passing laws and systems for their own gain. You see a pattern here? So it's not a conspiracy, it's a fact. So I'm not going to sit here and quietly let the slaughter of innocent men, women, and children take place with my tax dollars while I refuse to say something about it. Those who stay silent are complicit in that karma, and they will inherit that karma. And that's why you feel tension in the air, and there's like an uneasy feeling here in the US during the age of chaos, because that karma is coming here, right? No nation can get away with always being in conflict and war and have any peace to show for it, where they don't give a damn about their own citizens and passing $95 billion aid packages. So think about that. I encourage Muslim parents who have kids in school right now that are being bullied or harassed in any way. Get your kids out of these public schools. Put them in Islamic schools, accredited Islamic schools across America. Homeschool them if you can. Teach them self-defense. Like I heard a story about some kid in a high school in Chicago. He body slammed a hijabi girl. If I was there, I would have clotheslined that bastard all the way to the 7th level of hell. So teach your kids self-respect, how to recognize elements of passive-aggressive racism, how to defend themselves. And yeah, we acknowledge what happened in World War II, but we cannot use that to justify what's happening today. Because those people were held accountable who did that to them. They were given their reparations. So the ones that are today, I mean, they're making us read Anne Frank every year in school, but what about that girl who was hanging off of the wall? What about the millions of Anne Franks that were created? What about that one girl in the car while a sniper was sniping her family and she was sitting in the car with the dead bodies? I won't forgive that. I won't forget that. If you're one of those people that wants to delete me, unfriend me, F off, get the F out of my face. You were never my friend anyway. So I encourage Americans, please hold your representatives accountable. If they're dual Israeli citizens or their loyalty lies with the Zionist regime, vote their asses out. So with that said, the World War II Zionist victim card has expired. These people have been exposed, shunned, and condemned for the criminals that they are, and they will collapse within the age of chaos, 2020, 2029. And you can take that to the bank. I represent myself only. Thank you.